In this segment, we head to the Constance Wharf Park and Marina to view a national treasure from the September 11th attack on America. Then we head to the Huntersville neighborhood for an historic marker dedication ceremony. On Friday, September 5th, the public was able to view the Remembrance Rescue Project at Constance Wharf Park and Marina, located behind the Hilton Garden Inn, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Remembrance Rescue Project is a not-for-profit organization created by firefighters to restore, preserve, and share the Fire Department of New York's Rescue 4 and Rescue 5 fire trucks that were severely damaged in the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001. The Newport News Fire Department has been hosting the project during the months of August and September. The project strives to keep the memories alive of those lost on September 11th and all firefighters killed in the line of duty every year.
The Rescue Remembrance Project, it was started by a couple of retired firefighters from New York. They decided that they would purchase a couple of the rescues that were involved in 9/11 and refurb the rescues so they can run throughout the country. They have Rescue 5 that runs the western portion of the country, and this is Rescue 4, and it runs the eastern portion of the country. And it's basically to bring awareness to about 9/11 to kids that were young at the time and don't really remember it, and even to kids that weren't even born, just to explain a little bit about 9/11 to them, what it means to the country, and also bring remembrance for those that were here and did know what was going on, because that's, you know, that is a major part of our history, and it cannot be forgotten no matter what.
I'm very proud to be a firefighter today. This is it means a great deal to me personally and to our organization and to our city to be able to have this truck come here, be displayed, to allow us to just reflect and think about the tremendous loss, the losses that occurred that day. My heart still goes out to those who lost their lives, their families, many of whom are, of course, still affected by that and always will be affected by what happened. And just to have an opportunity to just touch this truck, to stand here and think about the tremendous sacrifices that were made that day, it's just very humbling, and it just simply makes me very proud to be a member of the fire service. I'm happy that it's here to allow for not only our firefighters, some of whom may never make it to New York, to go down where the World Trade Center once stood, may not ever make that journey. But today it allows our firefighters the opportunity to come and see the truck and read about, look at the names, and it gives you an opportunity to reflect and just remember those sacrifices that were made. And also, not only for our department, but it gives our city an opportunity to come by and to see the sacrifices that were made, and to be able to think about it and think about all the lives that were affected. And not only those who were lost on 9/11, but this is also to remember, designed to remember those who continue to lose their lives, battling fires and trying to protect the communities that they live in all across America. And it just gives us an opportunity today as a city, as a community. And you know, Suffolk is a great community, and it just gives us an opportunity to come together today and just pause for a moment to remember.
Well, I think it's terrific what they're doing. It's something that, I don't know, I get choked up. It's something that you really don't want to remember, but you don't want to forget it either. Lost a lot of good men. I feel for their families, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, even though I'm 1,000 miles away from the city of New York, but we're still all brothers under them. I hope they get more respect for the fire service and the public service. You know, we're there to do a job, to protect the communities, and I just hope something like this never happens again.
On Saturday, September 6th, the City of Suffolk held a dedication ceremony for a marker to recognize the historic significance of the Huntersville Rosenwald School. The event was held at the site at Old Town Point Road and Hampton Roads Parkway. The Huntersville School was built from 1930 to 1931 as a Rosenwald school. The Julius Rosenwald Fund provided $1,000 toward the construction, with contributions from African Americans and the local government providing the rest of its $7,000 cost. Rosenwald, president of Sears, Roebuck & Company, established the fund in 1917 and helped pay for the construction of more than 5,000 schools for African Americans in 15 southern states. The Huntersville School was one of the last built in Virginia, as the program ended in 1932. It included classroom space for 4 teachers and was named for its first principal, Joseph S. Gibson.
Today it brings joy to my heart to reminisce about the olden days, because it's such a great change now. And I ask the Lord to let me accept what is going on now, because at times my mind drifts back to those, I call it the good old days, that we came along where it was peace, joy, and happiness. I hope this will encourage those that don't want to go to school, don't want to learn, don't want to read the Bible. They will now see how far their older parents came from and what came out of Huntersville. Out of Huntersville, we had doctors, we had lawyers, and ministers out of Huntersville, and undertakers came out of Huntersville. And the most of the older people that had the younger children, they couldn't read nor write. But they instilled in their children to go to school. They made them go to school. And they made them go to church. You had to go to church. If you didn't go to church, you couldn't go out and play.
I went here from grades 1 through grade 7. And so I started in 1951 and finished in June 1958. It was a community school, and we had students from Huntersville and Belleville, and I think we had some students from Pughesville also at that school. And you had buses to bring kids in from those locations, Belleville, and some from Huntersville. Great in the first grade, second grade, Mrs. Hardy. Great in the third and fourth grade, Mrs. Shepard. Great in the fifth grade, Mrs. Diggs. And Mrs. Parkoff said something to me or to all the students. You never could say, I don't know. And you never could put your hands on your face like you were dumbfounded. So I carried that with me, and I finished as an educator 40 years in the school system myself. And I carried those two things with me.
Thanks for watching this segment of Suffolk Headlines.